Hello, this is Victor and here with the part 4th on the painting tutorial of Mortarion. Now, as I explained, I glued the Mortarion on the base. Okay, and in the previous part I did the weathering on the legs, I did the inside of the clothes before gluing, and I did the base colors on the all outside parts. Now the first thing I'm going to do to start this part is a thing that is going to be a little bit dirty, but you have to be careful not to dirty the things that we already paint. So we are going to do a wash overall the miniature with aqueous air shade, as we have done for the legs and the inside we did before. Okay, so I'm going to not to take the biggest brush, and starting from the top we are going to start washing the miniature to the bottom. Okay, I will wash as well the smoke. I will wash everything with aqueous air shade, including even the skin, because this will give me the shades and will start showing me where are all the recesses, will pop up all the details. So will start making me or pointing the parts that I will need to emphasize when I'm doing the weathering and the highlights. Okay, so we are going to do this carefully, that because it's a large surface, so you want to be careful that it's not pulling down in some areas, okay, in some parts. And normally I recommend to start from the top going to the bottom. I think it's the best way to do it, because then if it's dripping down, you end up in the part where the wash will accumulate normally. Okay, so I will do this wash. This will take a while because you have to be careful, you have to be precise as well. Well, precise, I mean you have to ensure that everything is washed. If one part is not washed, it's going to be difficult to correct later on. Although this is a nurgle miniature and maybe dirty parts are not that bad, but we want to be as uniform as possible all over the miniature. Okay, so I will do that. I will not do this all on camera as well, so I will continue doing that, and I show you once the wash has been applied and dry. If I have to do a second layer, I will let you know in the video. First I start with one layer, I look the results, and then depending on how it's looking like, we can do a second layer later on. Okay, and as you can see, I also do this very pallid green. I will do everything, I will wash everything. Okay, this will also help to make some strong borders between the different colors, will give definition. That's what I was looking for. Will create some more definition between colors. So yeah, I do that and I show you once this is done. Okay, this is how it looks like after applying the wash. You see that everything looks more dirty, and now we are going to start doing the highlights after that. So the first I will work on the clothes, and as we did for the inside, we are going to repeat the same operation. So I'm going to use again Gotham Brown. I'm going to use again Ben Blade Brown, and I'm going to use again Death Guard. Okay, I will start with the parts where we don't have clothes. Let me do first this, and then I will also get for this in the parts where we have smoke. I'm going to use again Valor Brown to help on the transition. So let's start from the bottom, where we are going to have the transition between the smoke and the clothes, and we are going to have also like a smoke around the clothes, and it's a little bit a mix of everything. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to apply back, this is called the Valor Brown, the yellowish color. Okay, we're going to apply that, and then I take Ben Blade Brown, and we help to soften that. Okay, so we are going to I have seen that we have like small parts of Gotham Brown. Okay, and I will have also Gotham Brown to cover, to darken some parts if needed. So for example, we can go here, let me take Dryad Bark as well. So, and everything is going to be like a little bit of wet blending, trying to have the right transitions. Okay, so I'm applying now Dryad Bark there. Know how visible is this on camera? Let me move a little bit like that. Okay, so I'm working there. Applying Dryad Bark. We soften with Gotham Brown. Okay, and then I go with the Valor. Okay, this is Valor Brown. We are going to highlight more the yellow later on, but now what I try to work is the transition between the highlights on the cloth. Okay, and we are going to do all these type of stitches and sewing later on. Okay, but it's going to be very similar to what we have done on the cloth before, on the inside of the cloth. I'm using no Gotham Brown first. Have to have the right angle. Okay, it's again working as we did for the inside. Do more of the same. It's matter to go. Now the point is go zone by zone, working the highlight. Okay. We are going to work this, but to add a little bit of yellow here. It's a piece that is difficult to show in camera. Están peleando, Andy. Okay. So I add a little here. Okay, I add here. Okay, we have some fights. So let's continue with that. So what I was explaining is, let me show here when we have like something like that is sometimes the wash is not doing a good work, and we have this type of, I would say, water effects, something like that, spots, stains caused by we have to go over. I went over with Gotham Brown, and now I like to use Gotham Brown because it gives this reddish tonality that gives an extra depth on the color. Okay, sometimes it's good to have something that is a little bit different on the color spectrum, so you give more life to the color. So what we try to do is, as you can see, I put the Gotham Brown, and now I wet blending Bentley Brown. Okay, we have this. Then here that we want to be darker, the wash have not done all the job, I go with, I'm using now dryad bark, and we are creating the shade that was missing. As I say, I know that in worship you're using 2 colors for this cloth. I prefer to use 1 color, all earthy colors, as I said. This is not the conventional color. On the smoke we're going to work later on more. I'm just saying that I want to work first on the cloth. Later on we are going to rework a little bit more on the smoke. Here we have like a cat. Okay, and then I will use a little bit of Gotham brown again. And then we use a little bit of dryad bark here. Okay. And we do here. Okay. And to work here and here. And we keep highlighting. So it's going to be more of the same. So I will keep working on that. I will do all the highlights needed on the clothes, and I will be back to show you how it looks like after working all the clothes. Okay? So I work on that, and I'm back to finalize the smoke and show you the final result. So this is how the clothes look like now. Okay. I still have this dirty look, but the shades are on the places they should be, and I think we have this nice shading. Now I will work a little bit more on the smoke. I have here Valor Brown. I will use Everland Sunset, and we are going to give some accents with Flayed One Flesh. Okay, I want to go to not too yellowish. I want to keep this brown yellow color. So first we are going to apply Everland Sunset. Okay. And then I take a little bit of Flayed One Flesh, and we just do some accents. Okay. Again, we apply Everland Sunset. Okay. Flayed One Flesh. So we are going to work like that all the smoke. Okay, we want the smoke to be different than the clothes. Okay, so here we have this. This is why I want to have more a yellowish highlight. Okay, here we have. Now I take a little bit of Flayed One Flesh, and we use some just some places. You don't need to put everywhere. I think a yellowish smoke or greenish smoke is making more sense with nurgle than a bluish smoke. Okay, and when we see that the color is getting is too strong, I use Valor Brown. We can also use a little bit of HV88. Okay, to help on the transition, some transitions. Use it, for example, here. Okay. Now I will use a little bit of flame on flash. Either like that. We are going to keep highlighting all the smoke. Okay, I don't think this can see. So I will keep doing that. Okay, more of the same on all the different parts. Okay, you see here how this smoke is looking like. And I will do the same on all the smoke, including the top one. And I come back once it's done. So this how looks like, now the smoke. And now we are going to work on this metallic part here on top. And I'm going to use Sycorax Bronze to do that. So we are going to use the same technique we have used on the legs. First we are going to apply some highlights and then we are going to do the weathering to do the rust effect. But first we are going to emphasize some of the edges. Okay. We're going to we don't want to do too many breakpoints, and I like to keep it pretty dark. But for example, the different rivets, we want to touch them. Okay, we are going put a little bit here. I'm going to apply on this rivet. Okay, we're going to keep it, as I said, pretty dark. Just can make some just on the borders. But this is a smoky area with rust on top of that, so this is what we want to do. So I get you get the idea. The other thing I will do, I realize this part here, okay, have to be flesh. This is the connection with the wing. So I will apply the same technique I did here on this part. I will do this pinkish dark flesh as the connection for the wing. So I will do the rest of the highlights. I will paint this flesh here as I did this part here to be the same level, and then we are going to do the highlights on the flesh. So I will do that and I come back to show you. So know what I was doing, and sorry that I had a problem with the camera, but I will repeat it again. So what I'm applying is I'm applying Nihilate Oxide on the metal parts, okay? This is the technical paint. I really recommend that if you do nurgle or Skaven. I really recommend that. It's helping a lot to do. And we are going to do the same that we did on the legs and with it here. So we are going to apply this on strategic points. I already applied here. You see on all these strategic points here. Okay, and as I with it, sorry that I have problems with the camera, but you can see that I was applying this on the top. Okay, I did not apply where we have these cracks. I think it's not. I don't want to mess up on these cracks, but we can add a little bit more on this part here. Okay, and this nihilate oxide will give this blue tonality that will contrast very well with all the earthy colors we are applying. Okay, now we can as well. I realized, for example, that I forgot, for example, this type of piston or thing here. We can add a little bit. If you add too much, we can remove it very. But you want to go in some places very subtle. Okay. You want to go especially on where you have joints. Pull there. And on the orbs, yeah, these ones with the fly, I like to go around the fly, because this will help to make the fly even more visible. Try to avoid to go on top of the fly. These ones, you can go around it. Okay. You can go around this type of joints. This is more than enough. This is very oxidized, so we have to be careful not to overdo. Did a little bit too much. If it's too much in some places, you always can come back with Agvac air shade and kill a little bit the blueness. But you see, it's not looking that bad. This one I like to go here on the joint. Okay, this will be the places where naturally the rust will start. Okay, and you see that is the final color. This nihilate oxide, it's also killing a lot the brightness of the metal. Okay, if you want to kill the brightness of the metal and make it, just applying a little bit here and then here at the bottom. Sorry, I went off camera. Okay, so we will do this part here. This nihilate oxide have more or less the same type of texture or the same type of viscosity as a wash, but you should not apply it. I don't recommend to apply it as a wash. I really recommend to apply this with a lot of moderation. Okay, you see, we apply, and it's just to put some accents all around the miniature. For example, here I like to put, I did not apply to the inside, so I just will put something on the inside. Just, you want to balance, not to put all the oxide just in one side. This is too much, but the advantage is because it's so thin, you always can drag it with a brush. Okay, so this is how to do it. To apply the, I will apply a little bit here. I like to apply a little bit on. Some places you don't want to be too evident. The place that you more likely will have oxidation will be here. and we'll drip down. Okay, and then we put okay, and here we have some holes. I like to fill the holes with the oxide. In some cases we can even drop a little bit down. For example, let me show you. Here we have these holes. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sometimes, although we want to do it, it's easier to go from top to bottom. Okay. The drip you want to be much less intense in terms of blue. Okay, something like that. So as you can see, this gives a very nice contrasting blue with all the earthy colors we already add, and it's not looking a clean color. This is why the only thing I did not like, one of the things I did not like from the, let's say, the painting job from Games Workshop, is that the blue smoke, I think I had the feeling was too clean for Mortarion. Okay, so just moving around to see that I have enough quantity of this oxide and it's well balanced, and I don't forget a big surface without that. So I will keep working around, I will finalize this and I show you once it's done. So this is how it looks like after doing all the rest. You see that the bluish color have a nice contrasting. We have some more bright points, some points that are more dull. I like to have it in that way. Okay, so the next step that I'm going to do is I'm going to paint this type of light green that I'm doing there. Remember that we have done, we have used khaki and 2 washes of Nun oil, and first I will paint the different pustules, or the different, yeah, I would say the different, yeah, these things, I don't know how to call it. So I'm going to use Tusgor fur. So I'm using quite dark, fleshy color to give this sensation of, yeah, to have a contrast against the. So we're going to paint all of them. Okay, with Tusgor fur. It's almost a terracotta type of color. Or dark, very dark flesh color. Okay. And we are going to use the same color to start highlighting the fleshy things that we did here. So we can go, I need to, the problem with big miniatures is that sometimes it's difficult to find a comfortable way to paint them. But what we want to do is we want to enhance this type of situations we have. Okay, especially emphasizing the flesh color on the top. we are going to go with this color. We go in the places where we have already lighter, because the wash was less present. Let me see, I'm going off camera, sorry for that. Let me see if I can put this on camera. The problem is I don't have enough space for this. Okay. See, I'm doing that. Okay. I will do one side and then we'll do the other side of camera. Here, for example, we can do just one side of this. This will give quite a nice depth to this thing. Okay, so we'll do, then we do the inside, don't forget. And I recommend to paint these things before you do the smoke. Before you glue the smoke to this. If not, then it's difficult to reach all these parts. Okay, so I do the other side of this type of things and I come back. Okay, next I go back to these pustules here. And I'm going to use flesh shade to give like a reddish shade around the pustle, okay, to give this sensation of that is hurting. You want to spread a little bit around the pustle. When you have a lot of pustules, just go with the color. Let me see if I can show you in camera. This one is going to be quite difficult. Let's do these ones here. Okay, and then I apply around. I don't recommend to use red for that. It's better to use, in the case, flayed one flesh will give these reddish tones without being too much evident. Okay. Don't put too much wash, just a little bit around to give the sensation of hurting. We can also put this on the cracks around the cracks. Okay. By the way, this is also good color to have dark rust effects. Okay, some of these parts are not going to be too visible when we put the wings, but I like to work all the details just in case, because later on once we put the wings, this is not going to be very accessible. Okay, let's go back to this type of chimneys or exhaust pipes, or I don't know how to call these things. The inside I will paint them in copper colors. Okay, so I go back and I use again Balthasar Gold because the inside looks like more exhaust pipes. Okay, so we are going to use back the copper, the Balthasar Gold, and we are going to apply Balthasar Gold on this, just on the inside. Okay. Okay, so I will do this and I come back. Okay, next step, I'm going to use Rhinos hide and I'm going to cover the holes of the exhaust pipes. Okay. Now with this brush, I take the other one. So we go here and we make sure what was supposed to be the hole. Anyway, these holes will be covered later on by the smoke. Okay, here we are. Next, I'm going to use Bookman glow. Okay, and I will apply this Bookman glow. It's a lighter color, so we are going to apply this on the pustules. Again, I go off camera. Okay, you see that we have this red thing around the pustules. This is what we were looking for. Here there are smaller ones. The first time that you paint a big miniature like this one can be difficult, and it's mainly because in order to find the right position. Now I'm going to use the same Bookman glow to paint the top of this type of exhaust pipes. So we go with Bookman glow. We do something like that. We can go low in some points. The idea is to have a second highlight here. Okay. Like that. I want to leave the base of these things quite browny, going to flystone on the top. This will give this sensation of, give this weird sensation to this type of exhaust pipes. Okay, so I do the other side and I come back once this is done. So as a last highlight here, okay, I'm going to use no cadmium flash. We have to be careful when we're using cadmium flash. Okay, we want to use it with a lot of not too much, just to give some final accents. Can make very subtle highlights in some other places. Remember here there is a cat. Like that. Just very little amount. Not put too much because the contrast is quite high. But it is a way to give this extra depth, volume to this part. Okay. See this side. We do also the inside a little bit. So again, we do these small things. Okay. And we do here. And we do a little bit here. Here. I will do the other side, but you see how it looks like now. We can add some, put this one here. We can add something like that. We want to give this organic look to this thing. Okay. This is why I'm playing with so many shades and trying to give so much texture. Okay, so I do the other side and I'm back. So this type of exhaust pipes now are done, and yeah, we are quite good in that. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to finalize now the vintage skin. I'm going to use back khaki kveek, and I'm going to use as well khaki kveek, and Ogwin camo. So I start with Ogwin camo, and you thin it down quite a lot with water. And I will do some highlights. Try not to go in the place where I have the pustules. This is why I want to go quite thin, because then I can make it more transparent. Okay. Apply there. Again, this is have to for me, one of the difficult things on big miniatures is normally I like to work with my waist on the table, so I have really to force a little bit my position to be able to reach some of the upper parts. To make to thin it down this. To remove the excess. Then I think I will only use, I'm just using now the Ogwin camo. And be aware that a lot of this, we still have to put the smoke here, we still have to put the wings, so a lot of these parts are going to be covered. Now I'm taking a little bit of the khaki, or the kveek khaki, and we do the additional highlights. Okay. We don't have to forget this part here. This part here, the other thing I will do, there is like a, well, here it goes the wing, okay? This part up, and this here is where the wing is put. So we are going to wait to finalize this once the wing is in place. Next step, I'm going to put a little bit of pus on the pistol, so I'm going to use a Screaming Skull, and especially on the big ones. Okay. I'm going to add a little bit. We can leave the small ones red and just place them. Just place this on some of them. Okay, so let's go and do the rest on the chainmail and on the chains. And I think this will be the last step on this part, because the next step is going to be to do the small nurglings, flying nurglings. The chains, I want them to look like this one. Okay, so you see that this looks rust. So what I will do, what I did is I'm using razor rust. Okay, but I'm not using it as a dry. Okay, I take quite a good amount of water. I mix it with water. It has a very peculiar texture even when it's mixed with water. Okay, and we are going to apply this very carefully on the trying to go, because the rest, and don't do all the chain, do just parts of the chain. Okay, but the rest will not be on the most exposed parts, especially this one, for example, here. Let me see if I can manage to. This one here. Something like that is enough. Then let's do from the like that. So put just with moderation, and then on the chainmail there we need to do it like a dry brush, very soft. So but not real. So I go there. Let's look here, for example. Okay, let's see if I can see this. I can put this on camera, and we do something like that. Okay, let's do here, for example, around the hole. So not all the whole chainmail. Just put some parts where will look rust. Okay. Let's do this one, for example. This one we can make a big portion there. If you see that you have put too much in one part, spread it out. Okay. I like to put it around the holes if the holes are caused by the rusting. And especially if there is a part that is very bright, there is some parts that the whites have not done well. The whites did not do the metallic. This is the part that I will go to put it here. It's the difficult part. This one, but you can make some points brighter than others. No need to do it on the full chainmail. We want to show that it is also metallic chainmail. On the chains, I prefer to go more on the bases, on the base, not on the. So you don't want to do it around this. You don't want to put this on top of the spike. The spike will have a lot of frictions. So I really want to choose where to put that. Okay. Let's do some of them. See. I take a lot of water. I mix with water. And in this one I go. Okay, yes. You want to For me this is the funny part, but you have to be careful not to overdo. Okay, you see? And you don't want a super bright orange neither. So if you have some spikes will tend to have too much, so you with the finger you can remove it a little bit. Okay. Okay. And I think with doing that step, as I said, this smoke, I will do it later on when I have the rest of the smoke, because I want really to be sure that everything is matching, so I prefer to do it later on. I'll put a little bit more here on the arm, on the chainmail. Okay, and I think now it's looking good. So I will finalize here the part, I think this is the part 4th if I'm not wrong. Okay, I prefer to finalize here because the next step is to paint the nurglings, and I will do this one here. This will be done off camera because it's going to be difficult to focus well there. So next step I will paint these nurglings here, and I will explain how to paint the flying nurgling. Maybe it's going to be a little bit short. And also be ready, because I've been working on the wings. This is one of the wings, so I will explain how to do the wing with this one. Okay, so that's all for this part. I hope you find this interesting and you like it so far, what you see. Please let me know what do you think, share with me your opinion. Yeah, keep tuned if you want to keep watching how this is painted, what are the techniques that I'm using, and how this is looking like. So here you have more progress on Mortarion. Let me go back and you can see better how everything is looking like right now. So here you have, let me see if I can take this out. Focus. No. Okay, you see, here it is. So this is how it looks like. It's quite a big miniature to have a wood shot on camera. Here you have, so next step, how to do this little guy, so this flying, but the top of the miniature is done now, with the rust, with this type of exhaust pipes, and I want to share you. So the parts that I have to paint that are coming now, yeah, they will be assembled at the same time that I'm painting the arms and the head. Okay, so I prefer to do it with small portions and dedicate time so you can see how I do everything. So that's all for now. Keep tuned if you want to see the next part. Thanks a lot for watching and see you again later. Bye.